Hello everybody, this is Mystic Jen. I am here with the reading for Scorpio for June 2018. And I have shuffled my decks already, but I'm going to do a last couple shuffles. And I'm going to start off with Osho Zen Tarot and draw my 4 cards for our elemental energies for June. First, we have fire. Fire is your passion, your ambition. Fire is creativity, and it is your drive, and what comes up is transformation. So for you Scorpios, your drive, your passions, is fueled by a transformation thing. It's like the ending of one cycle, beginning of another. This could be inspiration for a project that is ending, and then one that is beginning. Okay? It's sometimes change. We don't like change. As human beings, we naturally try to resist change. Change can be uncomfortable, but in order for us to grow, change is sometimes necessary. Okay, and then for Earth, Earth is your practical, your physical things, your money, family, your everyday life, your work, and we have silence. So Earth is telling me that this is a time where you need to just sit quietly. Sit quietly and ground yourself. Sit quietly and quiet your mind. Let the cares of the world just go by the wayside. Put them aside for right now. And this is equivalent to the Moon card in regular tarot. So when it comes to your stability and your finances, your earthly being, it's also saying that along with practicality, use your intuition. The moon is actually located in this card in the third eye area. So it's telling me also that you need to ground yourself this month of June. Get in touch with that inner self and use your intuition. Let your inner self guide you along the way in your finances and your stability and your everyday life. Don't let your energies get off balance there. And for air, we have postponement. This is somebody who is being very passive. This is somebody recuperating. This is 4 of air. 4 of air is trying to renew yourself, and it's postponement, meaning putting things off. There's things that you need to consider, things you need to think about, things that are on your mind. And this card says that June is about a time that you toss those aside. And it's telling you, get out of that squared frame of mind thinking and look at the bigger picture. You're focusing on one item. Your mind is just turning and turning, and you're focusing in one item. And that one item is just a very small part of the bigger picture of whatever's going on with you right now and in going into June. So it's like to get a better perspective. I'm being told troubleshoot. That's an odd word to come out, but I'm hearing troubleshoot. Troubleshooting your situation, brainstorming your situation or your ideas that you have. This is going along with the transformation, that there are changes coming about, that you need to get in touch with your intuitive side. This could be, I keep going back to career and money, and you need to stop limiting. That's the word I'm looking for. Stop limiting your perspective and look at the bigger picture. This could be an idea of also saying postponing any major decision making. You just got to kind of watch and look at the bigger picture and analyze it first before you go jumping into some kind of major decision that later on you might regret. And for water, for emotions, this is experiencing. This is equivalent to the Three of Wands. So, on an emotional side, there's some progression occurring. You planted a seed, the seeds are planted in the aces. And this is fire and water. I'm also seeing a conflict here between your emotional side, your passive side, wanting to sit still and not do anything, not make any decisions at all. And the fire side is pushing you and telling you, the fire in the card is saying, get off your duff. You've done your thinking. You've done your thinking back here in the air card. You've analyzed the picture, okay? But don't let it stop there. It's like as you through June, you're analyzing, maybe even right now, you're analyzing things that are going on. But then this card is calling you to action. Some of the seeds and the fruits that the fruits of your labor are going to start coming in. Are you going to pick them, or are you going to just let them sit on the tree? So it is saying you got to overcome that passive side of water. As uncomfortable as it is, you are a water sign. Fire and water are opposing forces. Elementally descriptive, like they're opposing forces. In elemental terms, they're enemies. So they fight against each other. And so this card is signifying that you need to overcome that. If you want to see progression, if you want to see the changes coming forth, the needed change, you're fighting against that change, even though you've looked at the bigger picture, you've contemplated things, you postponed putting off this decision. But by the end of June, decision time is coming forth. Okay? Okay, now we're going to go to the tarot. And let's see what's going on here with you Scorpios. I almost said scorpions. Sorry about that. No, but with you Scorpios here. Like I said, I did pre-shuffle these before, and I already have my first card out. Okay. The first card is about stability. It is celebrations. So this is the card of the situation or what's going on right now. This could be a wedding card, depending on what the other cards are that come out. But this is about celebrating something, maybe celebrating your success to whatever these cards are describing, whatever that decision making is. And these cards keep wanting to jump out. Crossing it, what either helps or hinders the situation is the Knight of Wands. The Knight of Wands is just is full of passion, full of fire, charging forward. The Knight of Wands does not put a lot of thought into what they're doing. They have their goal. They go charging forward, but they don't consider all the other aspects. So that postponement of the decision making, and then the fire here, this is saying that, yes, think things through, but then go ahead and act on it. To bring structure and stability back into your life. You Scorpios had a pretty rough couple months. And I've got 2 more cards coming out here. We have the foundations, or this is what things that are hidden, things that are maybe your secret desires, or you know, what it is that is holding you back. And that is speaking, and then the Devil card is basically being chained. It could be an addiction. It could be chained to material things. This chained to a situation, unwilling to change things for yourself. Transformations on the horizon, and you're kind of resisting it. Okay? And this is showing me about there's a lot, the light's way, it's within reach, and somebody's reaching out towards it. They're able to free themselves, but you got to take that initiative and go ahead and free yourself. This is like the below the surface, subconscious. Maybe you're not aware of this. Maybe you're not aware that you're the one that's chaining yourself. There's great changes, great transformation on the horizon. You have to take that initiative, break those chains, and charge forward. And this is like the recent past, or things that you're releasing. It comes up as the Emperor. The Emperor is somebody of authority. This is somebody they could be very domineering. They're very structured. They're following the rules. They lay down the law. So maybe you're chained to this situation of being where you're in a situation of feeling confined. There's confinement in here. Confinement is you're feeling confined in a situation that somebody has total control over you. And it's something that it's something that you are releasing. You are telling this person, you're not controlling me anymore. I am going to do my own thing, as in the Knight of Wands. But it's going to bring happiness and celebration and stability in my life. You could come along for the ride if you want, but there has to be some transformation, some changes that have to be made. Some compromises. Okay, you got to look at the big picture here. This is an unbalanced relationship that needs balance brought back into it and stability brought back into it. The Emperor's kind of tipped that stability over. And this is the conscious. This is hopes, fears, not fears, hopes and your goals, ideals, what's on your mind. And it comes with the Three of Swords. The Three of Swords is an odd card to get in this position in hopes and desires and goals and what you're striving for. And that's getting out of frame. Oh, no, it's okay. And the way I'm reading this is the rain is falling. The heart has been pierced. Maybe there's three's a crowd. But you're hoping to get over this and get past this. Your hope is for the rain to stop. Your hope is to pull those swords right out of that heart and let the healing begin and start mending. And this could be a marriage, but this is definitely a long-term relationship. But I'm feeling marriage. There's a fire sign involved. And this is relationships. There's definitely a fire sign involved. A fire sign he's always on the move. And what I'm feeling for you, Scorpios, is that you're looking for that stability, but at the same time, there's a fire, that the fire keeps on moving. This might be another aspect of yourself that you need to settle down. Stop running. Stop charging forward in the heat of the moment. But you want things to heal, but you have to be willing to accept that transformation. Transformation in the Osho Zen is the same as the death card. So there is an ending and there's new beginnings. Ending of one phase in fire, heading towards change, charging towards change. You have to let it happen. You are your own devil. You're your own bondage. You're binding yourself. Break those chains of structure. Break out of that. Do something different. Stop, keep telling yourself, I need to follow the structured schedule. I can't do this. I can't do that. This is the way I have to think, even though this is the way I want to think. You have to come into your own to find that happiness and for the rain to stop in your life. And coming up in the near future, in June, is the World. The World card is talking about completion, the completing of a cycle. Here you go, transformation and world, completing a cycle, obtaining a goal. And now it's time to get that renewal going, get that energy fired up again, start living again. You're coming to an end of a cycle in June and ready to start a new phase. Okay? And what we have here, how you see yourself. This is your relationship to yourself and your approach of how you approach this. We have the Knight of Swords. The Knight of Swords is mental, air, your thoughts racing. Sometimes those thoughts are they're not very organized on being shown. So your mind is so scattered. And that is what is holding you back, I feel. And why you're having trouble seeing the bigger picture of things. Because your thoughts are all over the place. You need to sit down and organize your thoughts, come up with your game plan. The Knight of Swords is also an energy of somebody rushing in and rushing back out. So, being that this is thoughts of yours, how you're viewing yourself, you have an idea and it rushes in like a bolt of lightning. There's lightning right here coming off the sword. It's like a bolt of lightning. But then it's fleeting. If you don't act upon it, as in the Three of Wands, if you don't act upon that, then it just goes right out the window. And this is coming back to this card up here for silence. Silencing the mind, focusing, that third eye, your intuitive side. Bring some of that energy to this Knight of Swords so that maybe your thoughts will slow down and say, okay, that's a good idea. Now, let's go to the Three of Wands and let's see, how do we implement this? How do we go about this? If you have all kinds of ideas for projects, whether it's home projects, maybe it's home improvement projects even. This could be the home structure, you know, things that you want to change about your house. And you have this idea, oh, I would like this countertop, but I want this floor, and I want this and this. And then immediately those ideas are gone, and you don't do anything. Or, you know, that's just an example. But these are thoughts about whatever this situation is that you were going through in May that is transforming in June. You have to... Sorry, my cat keeps trying to get in this room. That door doesn't actually latch for some reason. Anyhow, you have to organize those thoughts. When that bolt of lightning strikes, write it down. Get a notebook and write it down. The cat will try to jump up on my table and I've got candles burning. That's not going to be good. Sorry about the interruption. Anyhow, the next card that we have is your environment. People influencing your situation right now. And overall energy influencing it. It comes up with Justice. She holds these scales. She's talking to me about balance. So the energy in June is going to be about balancing out all your other energies and getting rid of the clutter, the clutter in the mind, and focusing and being driven towards your goal. Get that focus back. Like in this card here, I'm seeing needing to focus. It's not just seeing the bigger picture, but also needing to focus on your goal. Spirit's pointing that out to me. That taking a look at the bigger picture and then picking that out and focusing on the goal that you want to accomplish in June. What is that goal? What project or what desires do you want to manifest in June? Okay. And Justice is also saying about there's people out, and this is outside of your influence also. This is about people also that you have no control over. But Justice is saying that there are decisions that are going to be made. But the Justice card is about fairness. Okay, so there is definitely somebody who is acting like a judge also. So there's this has multiple layers here. I'm feeling multiple people. People judging you because you're not following the rules, as in the Emperor. And also other people who are judging you fairly, or judging the situation fairly, in a fair light. And it's also about decisions being rendered down for your better good. Okay? And then here is the key. This is what I call the key card. Some people have this position as hope and fears. I have these two as those. This one is like the key or the advice or guidance from Spirit. Two of Pentacles. The number one meaning to me for the Two of Pentacles is balance. He's trying to balance these pentacles. And notice the sign of infinity. And he's on a tightrope. So he's trying to balance himself. And it's about balancing the decisions that have to be made, like the Justice card. So, again, this is saying weigh things out. Okay. Look at both options. There's more than one option here. I'm feeling like in June you're going to be presented with two different directions that you can go in, and use that time to analyze it and look at the whole picture. This is where the whole picture comes back into play. Man, this card has a lot of meanings in this reading, doesn't it? Anyhow, looking at the bigger picture and going the direction that is best served for you. Look for divine guidance, as in this the moon card, or silence in this deck. And trust your intuition whenever you're making these decisions. And the possible outcome. Now, this is not written in stone. This is about, what could possibly happen if you stay on the current course. It's hard to predict the future, but the energy is fluent. Energy is constantly moving. Just like this sign here, the infinity sign doesn't stop. It keeps on going and going and going forever. Energy flows like that. Decisions you make or decisions that somebody else makes can change this outcome. But we have the Knight of Cups. The Knight of Cups is coming to you about, it could be messages of love. It could be somebody with a proposal, an invitation of some sort. But know that this is still an immature energy, though. It's not as immature as the Page. But Knight is a fleeting energy as well. They come and go. So this could be the start of energy of love coming into your life. And I'm feeling that it's something brand new. If this is a new person entering your life, it's somebody that I feel like it's somebody that you're just meeting. Somebody new. Okay, so to sum things up here, you go into June with this being all caught up with a bunch of baggage, feeling tied down to a situation that you feel controlled, you feel like you're stuck in this structure, this regime, if I may use that word, that is very rigid. You break the rules, shame on you, and you have to pay the consequences. Which leads into the current situation now is about your stability. The stability, and what's affecting your stability, your home, is fire energy. Is somebody who's just charging forward without thought. It's passion. Maybe it's a lack of passion that is blocking it. But I believe the Emperor's fire. So this Emperor is probably what is blocking you from your true happiness. The Emperor, the energy of being confined. The Devil, being confined and chained. But there is light at the end of the tunnel that you can break out of it. And your desire to get that rain to stop, to mend that pierced heart of yours, is going to come to completion in June. Something's going to come about that's going to change your world. It's going to start a new cycle. You you have to stop these fleeting thoughts and organize yourself. That there are decisions that's going to be made in your better good. And Spirit says you have to weigh out all your decisions and look at each one. I'm feeling too. Weigh them out. What is best for you? Forget about being a people pleaser. Forget about doing what everybody else wants you to do. You have to do what's right for you. And then it's going to allow a renewed emotions, creativity, new love. For some of you, Spirit's putting another thought in here. For some of you, this night can represent an offer and a proposal from somebody. Maybe mending this broken heart is completed in June. Maybe it is a current situation. Maybe it is somebody coming to their senses and, you know, and that transformation and that is coming about in your current relationship, or it's leaving a relationship and a new one coming into play. So that could be two different possibilities for different Scorpios. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead now with the oracles. Even though I did shuffle these, I'm doing another quick shuffle to get a card to pop out here. Okay, we got our card. Autumn is my last chance. Please don't lose hope. Okay, so this card is saying that I don't necessarily think that this is a timing card. Autumn represents the harvest. Reaping what you sowed. The seeds that you've been planting. Okay? Everything that you've been striving for and what you're trying to accomplish in May. In June, it's saying that you don't need to lose hope yet. Okay? So if you're trying to mend something, mend your marriage or whatever, there's still hope for that. Or if you're hoping for new love. Whichever one of the scenarios that you fall in, Scorpio, that there's still hope. Okay? I am going to take a look at the guidebook real quick. As it's time to stop relying on others for that comfort, warmth, and sustenance that only true self-love can bring. That's profound. Here you are tied to this structure, tied to this tyrant, tied to this control freak. And you are relying on that person for comfort and sustaining yourself and for that warmth. But you gotta, it comes from true self-love. That's where you find your comfort. Waiting for others to give you what you need will be long and lonely, bone-chilling wait at this time. So look at what you already have, turn to it, and feast on it. Learn to love and appreciate the apple in your hands and save the seeds of self-love and plant them. From this one remaining magical apple comes the gift of wisdom, comes self-love, comes abundance, and comes the knowledge that you are a person who deserves to be cared for and to love your own self. Once you take just one big bite of that juicy apple, you will be committing to helping yourself. And then you will be free of the need for approval, shelter, and rescue. There is only one true rescue, and it comes with the miracle of self-life. Go ahead. Eat that apple. So, it's saying that to help your situations out, love yourself first. So this could be speaking to somebody who's been suffering of depression, who went through a hard time. Maybe you lost your job or a loved one or something to that effect. But to improve things, and I feel like this is part of the fire element of transformation. Those passions that you have, ending and new passions developing. New ideas, new goals. Your ambition being renewed. But for that ambition to be renewed, it starts with loving yourself. And stop letting others bring you down. Okay, Scorpio, Sun, Rising, Moon, I thank you for watching. And I hope this has helped somebody, and I'll see you in the next video.